What's going on, people? Welcome to Real Reds Talk, the postmortem, the review of the game where Manchester United have just beaten Aston Villa 1-0, if that's even a thing. Bruno Fernandes scores the winning goal, which we may have not thought at the time, but the job's done. It's a massive 3 points. Look, this seems a question every single week, lads, but is Champions League seeming more like it's pretty much confirmed now, do you think, after that performance? It was, do you know what, as well? Let's throw it out there. I kept looking at the score, and Southampton were beating Newcastle. I don't know if any of you guys were aware of that. He was beating them up until whatever minute, so I was thinking this could be a huge result. But even still, Chiver, getting 3 points against Villa, we were discussing how tough it may be. We managed to do it, innit?
Yeah, we did. At some point, I thought it was going to be 1-1, and I remembered your prediction yesterday, and I was like, "Fuck, Nick." It was Nick Dunn. I was going to blame it on you, but
Yeah,
we managed to hold on. We managed to hold on. I was as good as Villa were. I was impressed with our performance, our resilience. Some of the people who we criticized in the preview actually stepped up. Alassio stepped up.
really good.
Really good. But I'm sure we'll get into the players during the
For sure.
during the video. But yeah, I'm just pretty happy. And it was, I kind of mentioned something similar to this because they came in with a really good defensive record. They hadn't conceded too many goals in the last 10 games. I think they only conceded 3. And I was like, this is the kind of game where we'll just come and do the most Man United thing ever and just just get the win. We did.
Yeah, kept him really quiet as well, which I can't wait to dive into that later in terms of tactics and certain players. But Sam, there was a bigger picture for Manchester United fans today. The message was absolutely clear that we want the Glazers gone and we want the Glazers out, and there was lots of protest ongoing before, during, and after the game. What was the feel around the stadium? What was the atmosphere like inside? And yeah, just little thoughts on the game so far.
Yeah, protest was good. I got right in the mixer. Sort of loud, people shouting, flares, banners, all the shit you want to see. Good energy surrounding the game. Not a lot of people stayed on the outside for the sort of protest to stay outside for the 18 minutes.
The boycott.
Showed up in numbers, made our voices heard, which was good. In the ground, it's a regular Manchester United atmosphere for the most part. There was a bit more anti-Glazer chants than there normally is. Like, there's always some, but there's a lot today, like a lot of that. There was also a couple of just sort of frustrations at certain players and not getting the ball up quick enough, not playing the first time ball, because Aston Villa were playing, their line was like near the halfway line, and there's so many times we could have cut them through him like a hot knife through butter if we just played the first time ball into Rashford, and we delayed it and waited, and then he's off. I lost count the amount of times we were offside, like, honest to God. It was so a lot of people getting frustrated when we were dwelling on the ball and not picking up the pace and playing the first time pass. But got the job done. Decent first half performance. Second half went a bit wayward, but I thought we could definitely have beaten them by a lot more. I don't think they had many opportunities, and we should have put the game to bed a lot earlier than we did. But 3 points, that's what's important. Top 4 almost secured. I'll take it.
Yeah. Chiver. I've gone to a mix of two there. Chiver and Chiver. It seemed like the plan did it from the start for United to get in behind them direct balls, whoever was on the ball. But one thing I was impressed with was the creation behind Marcus Rashford. So you had Sabitzer, Bruno, Eriksen, Casemiro, and Sancho, which is like a striker's delight in it. Did you like that approach from Ten Hag? Because in the first game, it was a bit of a manager bounce, wasn't it, from Unai Emery? So you didn't really know what to expect. But I thought the tactics really showed today.
I was really happy when I saw the lineup on my phone before the game because I noticed that the first name I kind of saw on the lineup was Sabitzer, and I was like, "What is Bruno?" And then I was like, "Bruno's in," but Anthony was on the bench. I was like, perfect." Bruno on the right hand side. I just knew immediately what was going to happen. You could tell that both managers had done their homework because even when Villa was playing on the high line on purpose, like they knew what they were doing. And you could tell that Ten Hag had also done his homework, and it was a tight game. And when they were playing like that for like half an hour, I was just like, it's a matter of time before we catch them offside. I knew it was going to happen at some point. It's a lot more difficult watching it. when for the players because they just have that flat vision. But for us, watching from home or watching from the stands, we could see the openings easier. So I understand where Sam is coming from because I was equally frustrated a few times. But then when you think about it, the way Villa actually lined up, it's harder to see because it's just all you see is men. Yeah, all you see is just the just the men in front of you, and it's hard to see. And but you could tell like a few times I saw what Christian Eriksen was doing. I was so happy with some of the moves.
Really good passing. Really good passing for Eriksen.
Really, really good passing. Good vision because he wouldn't wait. Because there were times when, maybe we get the ball and then Bruno lifts his head to try and see where the pass. He was just fizzing them in one time. So it was great to watch. And I was just happy with the organization, and it was a plan we stuck to. We knew it was going to be hard. Villa cut us offside so many times, but it was one of them things where I knew it just took a matter of time, and we'll break it.
Absolutely. And another kind of area of the pitch that impressed me, Sam, was the back line. The whole defence was really, really good.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw and Lindelof together. There's a bit of a partnership there, isn't there? Because Lindelof always got tied with the same brush with Harry Maguire.
Yep.
Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you describe both of them as like a pair of clowns who don't know what they're doing, all this kind of jazz, and came in for really, really harsh criticism. And at moments, it deserved it. But since he's been partnered with Luke Shaw, them two have been absolutely solid, haven't they?
Yeah, like when Maguire's there, it looks like a dam, but it looks like a dam with leaks in it, doesn't it? You're like, there's gonna be a leak here, and when it goes, it's gonna fucking go. Whereas with Luke Shaw and Victor Lindelof, it looks solid, well built, do their jobs well, complement each other quite well, much like Varane and Lissandro. Who thought we'd be saying this about Luke Shaw, like the versatility of this guy and how well he's played for United this season? Like he's up there. He could sneak into player of the year contention. Honestly, like he's been that good for us. I think he's been really solid. A couple of comments in the chat. Aaron Gregory, if we had a top striker, it would have been 3-0 up at half time. Yeah, probably, mate. Hani Ascari, do you think Bruno's goal didn't come? It would have been a draw. Could well be, because for the amount of times we got caught offside trying to get in the back, it was frustrating. And then Aaron Gregory, Spurs and Chelsea trying to outdo each other for shittest fit form in the league. Lampard for Spurs next season. So yeah.
Shit house as always. But I do agree with that sentiment that the striker up top. Me and Shreya said that literally in the watch long. We was like, the amount of chances we've had there. If we had clinical Rashford tonight, it could have been 2, it could have been 3. And I actually thought, I know Villa had the moments, and there was I think there was an opportunity one thing near the back post where Ollie Watkins kind of slipped, and then Dalot slipped, and it was like an accumulation of slips. But I thought apart from that, really, we limited them to quite a lot, and we was quite dominant in terms of possession. I thought Casemiro and Eriksen, like you touched on before, the synergy in that midfield was really, really nice. And he was actually playing first-time passes as well, weren't they? Cutting through the midfield rather than letting him get organised and stay in shape.
Yeah, I mean, to touching your first point about the chances, I think Villa only had 1 shot on target, not more than one. I think. Yeah. So they had their moments, but it wasn't anything. I mean, apart from the last 2 minutes where the ball kept, bouncing up and down. I think De Gea made some really good saves. Apart from that, we managed to keep them at bay for pretty much the whole game. Speaking of Casemiro and Eriksen, finally we're starting to see Casemiro coming back now. I know we talked about it in the preview, and I think the Spurs game, I think.
And the one before it as
and
well.
The one before, it wasn't really good. He's not back to full, Casemiro status.
It's better though, wasn't it? It's better.
He's a lot better now. A lot better. But you can tell, I remember we spoke about this, the red card, you could tell it's actually it actually affected him, because some of the tackles he made today, I was literally like, oh my God.
One of them was a bad one where I was like, oh God.
He escaped with a yellow card. Well, not getting a yellow card in the first half. Yeah, there was that challenge. But he's coming back. And him and Eriksen, I think they have a stat where when Eriksen and Bruno played, we haven't lost for a number of games, or there's some sort of stat about that. So I was really happy about that. And most thing I'm happy about with them lot is, it's not just Casemiro's defensive abilities, but I've said this so many times. I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying it, but it's just the vision that they have and the awareness around them, and them being able to spot a chance, spot a run, fizzing passes across, changing direction when we need to, when we start getting the press. and that was amazing. That's all we needed, a tidy performance today, and that's kind of what we got.
Sorry to like think it. Has anyone seen that you make a great point, Vin, I don't mean to be thinking, but has anyone seen that video of Tenag picking up the Glazer out scarf?
No, really?
No.
There's a video of him.
Put that in the group chat.
Throws it to him, he picks it up and goes like that.
Put it in the group chat. I'm having that video. I'm having that video. Shut up, Chivy. Yes, he knows. He knows what it is, Chivy. Shut up. Stop trying to take away. Stop trying to take away my joy. Stop taking away my joy.
How have I only just seen that, by the way? Yeah, he picks it up and he's like wheeling it around like that.
Oh my
Incredible.
God.
My manager.
Yeah, they're gonna ask him about that in the press.
Of course, yeah, and he'll play it off like you're saying there. He'd be like, Green and gold, what does... I don't know. I thought it was a Norwich fan trying to throw a scarf at me. I have no idea. That's how he's gonna play it off. Yeah, all right, Eric. I know what you're on, mate. But my manager... Do you remember Bex did that?
Yeah, Bex wore it, didn't he? I remember that.
Yeah, Bex wore it on his finger. Love that. Anyway, sorry, back to the game. It's nice, I mean, the fact that we've had this constant... Also, every time we've gone away from home, we've just drawn or we've lost, like big losses, but one constant has always been the home form for us this season. And I don't know, obviously it's the combination of fans, it's a combination of other things, but if we didn't have that this season, and it was a little bit shaky, God knows where we'd be in it.
Yeah, the home form's been our constant, isn't it? I think was it Fergie says you have to win all your home games and then you just got to try and snatch a point or snatch a win when you go away. Like that's what you build foundations on, and that's what we've done under Ten Hag. Like I think only one team's come here and beat us, haven't they? So he's made it a fortress, and he's made it so like we are solid when we are at home, and it just provides that sort of little bit more of a psychological thing of like, oh, when teams come to Old Trafford, they're like, oh, we're gonna have a game here and we're gonna have to fight to get this win. Whereas away from home at the minute, we just look terrible. Like most of the time, we just look fucking awful. Whereas at home, no matter what, even if we're not 100% or we're not quite playing the way we should, we seem to pull a win out. We seem to pull a victory out. By the way, I just want to give a shout out to Flex. I met outside in the protest from United View. Really nice guy. Had a nice little chat with him. So yeah, thanks for that. And I met Andy Tate as well, who was sat across from me in the stand. So yeah, like Andy Tate, really funny. So yeah, shout out to him. But yeah, really good game. I really enjoyed the first half. I thought the first half was really entertaining to watch.
Second half dragged back football, didn't it? If we're being honest,
it's frustrating. I was really frustrated with the second half. I'm sure we'll get into individual incidents and stuff like that. But yeah, first half really entertaining. Second half beyond frustrating. So.
Got a couple of quotes just to dive into before we start talking about the player ratings and all that. Make sure you do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around these parts. So Bruno Fernandes and Aston Villa fans jeered him. He said they probably don't like to play against me. I'd prefer them to come and support their players rather than focus on me. We always do everything to win the game. Not every time it's possible, but the team always does absolutely everything. It doesn't matter the opponent we play against. We knew we were playing against a good team who haven't lost in 10 games, who have good players and good patterns. But we also know that we are capable to do our job and win the game. Bruno Fernandes was really good again today, I thought. Like, captain, he's already the captain for me anyway, but he's growing more and more into that role and showing a little bit more leadership than petulance at times, which I'm really, really happy with. Yeah. Ten Hag said a good 3 points, but I think an impressive performance from United. We were magnificent on the ball, had good possession, and we pressed well as well. And yeah, I think that sums up the game in general, to be honest. I want to focus a little bit more on individuals. I know we spoke about the back line. Well, what we'll do is we'll dive into the ratings and then we'll speak about individuals as well whilst we're doing it.
Before you do that, Nick, can we just talk about the referee? How bad was that referee? For the love of Christ.
There were certain decisions.
So many. I was just like, why? Why is that not a foul? Why is that not a foul? Why is that big given? Like, honest to God, it was just. I saw there was a couple of penalty shouts. Because where I'm sat, I was in second tier Sir Alex Ferguson stand, so I couldn't really see. Were the penalty shouts any worth, or were they just not?
Not really.
No, I thought Sancho's at first. I was like, that looks like a pen, and then on reflection, I'm going to watch the thing.
The closest was Sancho's. The Rashford one, I wouldn't really say it was a pen. The ball was static. It was just a small push. Can I just quickly touch on Bruno's goal as well?
Absolutely.
It was not as easy as it looks. Because...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was not. The ball was going away. and then you had Martinez, and I don't remember. I think it was Tyrone Mings. There was a defender there, and he managed to actually, because normally like you would just expect someone to just blast it in, but he literally lifted it over both of them.
Yep.
To get in, like that was not an easy goal as well.
And he wasn't expecting it either, was he? Because it sort of hit and it's coming out. So it's not like he was ready and he set himself. He had to just react and just get on it. Really good goal.
Yeah, I thought I'd given up when Martinez parried it away. I'd already given up. I was like,
not sure what the goalkeeper was doing though.
No.
The thing was like it was a weak shot, but he did well to parry it away, not just back into So he did his little bit, but I had to give credit to Bruno. And on the same note, Bruno was cost us that last, because he had the ball, and I think that's what Casemiro was having a go at him after the final.
For not releasing it quick enough. Yeah.
They were having like a bit of an argument at the end. After the final whistle had gone, because Bruno had the ball, and Dalot and Casemiro were like, "Yo,
go,
just release it, yeah." And then he gets the ball stolen. But then I suppose, they all learn from that. But yeah, credit to Bruno. For someone who's not 100% fit, playing with a bit of an injury, that's leadership there.
Can I touch on Terrell Malacia as well? Like when we get into the ratings, I want to touch on because I thought he was excellent. But yeah, let's do the ratings.
We'll do the ratings. Just a very quick one. It's someone's put on Twitter, Groundhog Day for Spurs away from home, 2-0 down after 6 minutes against Liverpool.
Fucking
by the way.
How did we not beat them?
Crazy, isn't it? Honestly, they're so bad.
Aaron Gregory's in the chat.
I was just gonna say I don't like the fact Liverpool is beating them, because now they go to 5th.
Yep, correct.
Aaron Gregory saying, is it still green and gold if Jim Glazer takes over? Aaron is not happy with Jim Ratcliffe.
That's another thing to discuss on another day. Yeah. Let's just focus on the performance today. Go straight to David De Gea. 15 clean sheets this season. He's 2 ahead of Nick Pope. Yep. In second, so could actually get the clean sheet record and the Golden Glove. Thoughts on his performance? Did anything stand out for you guys at all?
There was a moment where the ball got played in behind and he came out of his box and headed it.
Yeah, headed it. Van Persie headed on it.
The crowd went wild for it. Everybody was like, okay, come on, like cheering and loving it. I was just like, I've never seen that from him before. I've never, ever seen that from him before. So that was really impressive. Distribution was 50-50. Like, it wasn't abysmal, but there's still improvement needed there. Made some important saves. Did what he needed to do. I thought B-, I'll take. Like, he got a clean sheet, so B-.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Chive, would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, perfect. Nice and easy. Diego Dalot, I thought the wing backs, like you was touching on then, Sam, really impressive today. So much better. And when the kind of lineups came out, we was looking at it. Me and Shreyas were discussing it. I was thinking, why do you think he's taken Wan-Bissaka off? Because what they've been doing recently, they had Wan-Bissaka starting and Dalot at left back, and then they'd take Wan-Bissaka off near half time and then put Dalot at right back. Yeah, so he must have seen something in training. He must have seen something in his game where he's like, right, he's starting to get back to the Dalot that we know now. And him and Malacia, both on the wings, as soon as they got any defensive areas or attacking areas, super aggressive. I'm talking slide tackles, regular tackle, everything you want from a wing back. Them two really put in today, and I was impressed with him considering some of the ratings we've been giving him recently. So big shout out to them. And the floor's yours, guys, if you want to speak about them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while since we saw a really good performance from Dalot on the right-hand side. I know he's played really well as left back, but it's been a couple of games, so I was really happy to see that. Malacia as well, after Sevilla.
Fantastic.
Yeah, after Sevilla, after coming on as a sub in the last game and just being, rubbish. Really, really, I was so happy for him. It's going to do him a world of confidence. It's going to give him a lot of confidence coming back in. And I'm also happy with the trust that the manager has placed in him, and also bringing Fred on. Well, I know we'll go to that, but then, I was happy with Malacia. Really, really happy. I mean, there was one where I think it was with Ashley Young, where it's like there's a break and Ashley Young is tearing down, and Malacia goes level with him,
You took my moments, Chivy. You took my moment. That was the moment I was going to pick. Yeah.
Oh my days. Yeah, go on.
No,
You
said it.
There's the alley hoop. That's the
alley hoop. I'm just going to dunk it now. Yeah, just the absolute aggression of like Terrell Marcy to not only win the ball, but he takes his man out as well, Ashley Young, and just gets up, and the crowd just like fucking roars and just like fucking come on, like that's the guy. His nickname was the Pitbull, wasn't it, when he was at Feyenoord?
Yeah,
is that his nickname? So that's the guy I like to see. Like after his horrific substitution performance against Spurs, I thought he stepped up till he played today. Played fantastic. Arguably might be in contender for man of the match for me. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought Dalot, he was equally as good. I would give him a B+, both of them. I thought they were great.
Yeah. There was one more actually. I'm sorry to drag this on. There was one more where it was it came from the right hand side, where Aston Villa have like a fast break, and he does this last ditch slide tackle and blocks the shot. I remember that as well, and I was like, "That's Malacia. What's he doing on that side?" But
it was controlled aggression, wasn't it? That's the thing with it. It wasn't like stupid aggression.
Not
it was
reckless.
Controlled and measured, and they did it in the right area. So let's just do the back line together. So what did we give David Hay? A B-? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna get a Golden Glove. It's looking like it's getting closer and closer, which is amazing, by the way. Which is just incredible when you look at it like that.
What's Nick Pope on?
13. He's on 13. Okay. Yeah, and De Gea's on 15, so it's looking good. I'm sure a lot of the De Gea fanboys or the ones who have been pushing that, both sides of the agendas will be happy with that. I'll get into the rest of the back line. Just a couple of comments. Sorry, Shurindi's saying we need to win at least 2 of our next games. We should not lose even a single game. It looks like we're getting 4th place max. Shah Sam's in the chat. Real Red Ultra. If you want to become a Real Red Ultra, make sure you click the join button next to the notification bell. Yeah, we had a new one today as well. Andy Pundit's just become part of the Five side as well. So
we had another one while we weren't on air. Hold on, let me find who it is. You carry on, Nick. I'll find the other person.
Shah Sam saying Malacia spending a lot of time with Wan-Bissaka. His tackling today was top notch. Great point.
Yes,
love that.
Very good.
Yeah, and Shurindi, just sell, kick, ban Maguire playing for Manchester United for the next 5 years.
Come on, Shurindi.
He's only on for about 6 minutes.
He's like, he had 5 minutes, man. Like, give him a chance, Jesus.
Yeah.
Even when he came on, I remember there was a ball going in, and I saw him scrambling. I was like, oh my god. You never see, honestly, like you never see like Lindelof or Shaw like scrambling out of position.
No.
And that was the first thing I saw. I was like, look at him. He's lost it. He's lost his position.
Yeah. Amy Rourke, she joined yesterday, so she must have joined while we're not in there. So shout out to Amy Rourke. I don't know if you're in the chat
Amy,
or you're going to watch this later, but shout out, Amy.
Shout out to you.
Love that. Yeah. Exclusive content, a badge next to your name, and a chance to feature on the show once we get our 11 aside locked in. We will choose from that 11. Aaron Gregory saying, can I give a shout out to Victor Lindelof today? Man of the match. For me, I said on the show the other week it was time for him to step up, and he is just doing that. I thought, and he was really good, Lindelof and Shaw together, we've already spoken about it briefly, but the partnership there is really blossoming, and it is them two now for the rest of the season. I don't want to hear anything else whilst the other guys are out, and I'd give him a similar rating to Dalot. I thought Malacia and Dalot probably B+, but
yeah,
I don't know, maybe Lindelof and Shaw would be B+ as well. Both of them fantastic.
Same, man.
I agree. There was a block from Lindelof in the last couple of minutes where the ball was scrambled about, and he just got his body on it and smashed it, and then it turned out they were offside anyway, but he put his body on and just got blocked, and every single United player just grabbed hold of him and were just like fucking screaming at him, going, come on, and like he was getting high fives and stuff. He was phenomenal.
And he was like telling them like, go
back. Yeah.
And do you know what? I love how both of them, like Shaw and Lindelof, they both step into midfield and they're aggressive and they always win it. Like they rarely lose. They read the game so well. They can just aggressive
they
bang
can pass
in a bit.
As well.
Or when Lindelof is in possession sometimes, he'll have like runners from each angle. Sometimes he'll look like he's going that way, and then he'll just drop his body quickly and then move into midfield then and drive up the pitch. And you don't get that from Maguire. Maguire goes like that, and then it's just like a plant pot stuck in the fucking thing.
Really
you know what
good,
I mean? Like
really good passes of the ball as well. Like Lindelof's got a great pass on him. Shaw, like he's got vision and is able to pass and stuff like that. So it just makes it so much easier when you're coming out from the back because they're able to pick a pass. Whereas like you said, Maguire will get it, wait for it, dwell on it, and then just go sideways anyway. And you're just like, well, what was the point of that? Like, why did you wait 5 minutes to decide that? Why wasn't it in your head? Okay, I'm going forward. Like I'm passing this. Yeah, Shrindy saying, if you want the
100%.
entire world to feel nervous, just add Maguire into the lineup. He really doesn't like Maguire, does he? Malacia is bound to make mistakes. He's just 21 and still adjusting to a tough league, but Maguire and McSauce are not up to the mark. That is Shrindy there.
Yeah. We'll move into the midfield then to find decent ratings there. Casemiro, again, we already discussed, didn't we? It's not like absolute full-blown general back in the midfield, but when you compare it to Spurs, when you compare it to Sevilla and these other games, I thought he was much better, but I wouldn't put his performance in the same bracket as like a Lindelof for me, for example. So I don't know if you go C+ or B-.
C+, I think. C+.
C+? C for Casemiro?
I'll go with C+. There was a couple of passes which were really good, like over the top when we kept sort of trying to break their high line. There was a few tackles where I was like, ooh, that's not good. I don't like, he's got away with stuff there, but it looked a lot better than he did, like you said, in Spurs and stuff like that. So I'll go with C+. A couple more comments sections going mental. Love it. Aaron Gregory, Lindelof very quickly cutting his association with Maguire, which I'm happy to see. Maguire now 5th choice centre back, absolutely. Sabitzer should be our replacement for McSauce from Shrindy, and Sabitzer was very good in the first half today as well. We'll get on to Sabitzer shortly.
Yeah, Christian Eriksen alongside him. I agree with what Chiffy was saying. He was cutting through the midfield with his vision, much better today. He's another one who's come under criticism. Him and Casemiro, which is strange because they've been like staples in the midfield. But again, I would say equal to Casemiro's performance. He had some nice bits about him, and just gives you what Christian Eriksen gives you, but nothing overly special. That would be my assessment.
Same.
Yeah, I think Eriksen had a good game. He had a really good Forest game, and you thought we've missed this guy so much, and then he just had a really bad couple of games where he just wasn't effectual at all. But in this game, put his authority on the game, made some great passes. He's really good when you've got a team who's playing a high line like they were. He's really good at getting the ball and picking out that pass over the top, or picking out that pass that breaks the line and stuff like that. And he did that a lot today. We did get caught offside a couple of times, but he was still trying and making that effort and making that pass. So I'll go with a B-. I thought he was solid.
Okay, interesting. That was Christian Eriksen. Yeah. What did you say for Eriksen, Chavez?
C+.
C+, right? Was C+ then. Sabitzer, what do you think about Sabitzer's performance today? We've spoken before, haven't we, Chivy, about not knowing where his best position is or his role, and he's had some good games in United shirt, but he's had some questionable games in United shirt today. Which way did it fall for you today?
Today was one of the good games. He kept the game ticking, like with Casemiro and Eriksen. And I think he did well. I think his job really was just to try and beat the trap as well with Marcus Rashford, Sancho, and Bruno. And he did really well, I think. And I think they brought him off at the right time as well. But yeah, I'd give him a C or C+.
I don't know if it's because I have no idea what it is, but I didn't notice him as much in the game. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't have a clue. Maybe I just wasn't focusing him on as much. I thought anything he did was involved in was relatively good, but again, nothing like overly special. Just did a really good job in the midfield, I would say. So I'd give him a C+. Sam?
Yeah, I'd agree with C+. I thought first half he was a lot better. I thought he tired in the second half, but I think that was because of, like Chivy was saying, he was being asked to break that line over and over and over again. I think he just got a bit sort of like tiring towards the end, but I thought he had a really good game. It's definitely one of his better games. It's not his best, but I think it was one of his better games. I would go C+. I think that's a solid enough rating. A couple more comments. Shrindy, put better defenders and midfielders around Casemiro and we see how awesome he is. We've already seen how awesome he is, to be honest with you. He was the best at Real Madrid because of brilliant midfielders as centre-backs. Literally, when a team's left wing-back becomes a better left centre-back, what else to say? Sometimes I wonder whether Maguire understands the game or the importance of his role. Fucking hell, Shrindy, man. How was today's protest? Was it successful? It was a good protest, really good energy, lots of loud banners, flares and stuff like that. Is it successful? Well, the Glazers are still here, so not yet, but we keep going. We keep trying.
Yeah, I'm pretty...
Shrindy Maguire.
Shrindy Maguire. His second name, he says MS as well, so maybe he's a secret Maguire. Who knows? Who knows? Moving on to the attacking line, fellas. Bruno Fernandes got the only goal of the game, putting a captain's performance. I mean, is it anything less than a B-, to be honest, at this rate? What do we think?
It would have been a B-, but he got the goal. So I'll give him a B plus.
B plus, very nice. It's going to be interesting to see who people think man of the match is.
Yeah, I'll go with B plus. I thought he was really, really good, solid. Got a goal, like Chivy said, got an easy goal. Really involved in everything. Capped his performance, made things happen, and just it just showed like when we didn't have him against Sevilla, the gaping hole in our midfield when he's not there is so obvious. Like Chivy said previously, we need competition for him. We need somebody who can play when we need to have it if he's suspended or he's never been injured, but if we need to rotate, etc. We need somebody to compete with him because when we don't have him, it's so glaringly obvious, and we need somebody who can replace that. But yeah, fantastic. I'll go with B.
Jadon Sancho on the opposite side on the wing again, better. He's getting better slowly. It's taken a long fucking time, but he's maybe climatizing slightly more. He was a lot more aggressive off the ball today, which Erik ten Hag will be really happy about. He's keeping his shape more. He's running at players a bit more and challenging defenders, which I like to see. But it's still progression season for him at the minute. It's nothing. There's no concrete prediction right now. I would just give him a steady C+.
Yeah, I agree, but I also agree with your analysis because that's the one thing he did today. Run. He was running the whole time, chasing back. Because I remember after the Spurs game, Ten Hag mentioned, I think he was asked about Jadon, and he mentioned he was asked about the changes he made, and he did say that we needed more defensive cover on the left-hand side. We needed someone more, who was running more, and I think it's something that they've spoken about during training. And I was really impressed with the way he was running today. He kept chasing back. They had to take Ashley Young off and bring on Callum Chambers. On that side,
didn't do much better.
Didn't do much better. Yeah, and you could also just see in Sancho's face, he was ready. He was really ready today. There was one
attitude, isn't it? Body language goes a long way.
Yeah, and then there was a ball that he had where he could have easily given it to Bruno, but I think he made a different decision. And Bruno was mad at him, and you could see him going, "Stop moaning!" He's shouting at Bruno, like, "Stop moaning!"
Yeah. I remember seeing that actually. Yeah,
no, stop moaning. So it's even though he made a wrong decision, I was happy to see that fire in the belly. At least, okay, he's in the zone. I was really happy with his performance. Really, I've been desperate for Jadon Sancho performance.
Same.
Yeah. Like you said, Nick, he didn't pull up any trees. He had a decent performance. I think he gets a C+ from me.
Yeah. Sam, is he able to turn the tide at Manchester United?
I mean, it's a big tide that he's swimming against at the minute. A lot of people in the stadium, it might have just been my stand, but a lot of people in the stadium were really annoyed at him today, really angry with some of his play. There was a couple of times he'd get in and he'd get the ball and then he'd hesitate and then it felt like he had 5 or 6 thoughts in his head, didn't know which one to go with, and then lose the ball or pass it sideways, and people were getting really frustrated because he's not running enough at players. I thought he did do way more running than he normally does. I thought I thought he was better than he has been in previous games, but the stand and the stadium weren't happy with him. They were getting on his back quite a lot. And I hope a couple of guys around me were saying it's like having Anthony on that side, just getting the ball, going to the thing, and then cutting back or trying to do something and not losing the ball, etc. So I think if any manager can bring it out of him, and any manager can do it, it's Ten Hag. And I hope I'm willing to give Sancho one more season. I think he gets another season from it, but if we don't see progress from him next season, then I think it might be time to sort of let the guy go. But better, but much more improvement needed for me. I'd go with a C. That'd be my grade.
We've got 10 people in the chat. Let us know your man of the match in the comments section. Smash a like on the video, please, and subscribe to the channel if you are new over in these parts. The last last player we're going to give a rating to is Marcus Rashford, the guy who was literally stretching the line. Yeah. The defenders were worried about that space in behind, and with all the creativity in front of him, I thought he should have at least had a goal today. I know he technically got the assist for Bruno Fernandes, but I felt like it was a good few opportunities where if you had clinical Rashford today, he maybe gets 1 or 2 goals.
He's not fit, is he? He's not fit.
I don't know if he's not fit. I don't know what it is. But he just wasn't clinical today, and sometimes when these games go against you, if we can see the last minute set piece, people would be focusing on that and they would be saying, like, you know, if he just finishes chances, we won't be in this situation. So I'd give him just another steady C+. You know, technically got the assist and was running the back line a little bit ragged in terms of his pacing behind, but needs to be more clinical for me.
I agree. I'm not sure if it's the fitness thing. It's possible that he's probably not 100%. But there were a few times
I think a lot of players are not 100% in it.
There were a few opportunities that he got. There were at least twice when he could have brought the ball down, and at least made the keeper work. But overall, his off the ball play, he kept the defenders on their toes the whole time. You could see like Konsa wasn't settled at all. Like he was always on his toes. Even though Tyrone Mings always has this, game face on. You could tell, like, they were wary of Rashford because he was always on the shoulder, and that's what he gives you, keeping defenders alert the whole time. I would, apart if not for the assist, I would have just given him a C. But I'll be generous. I'm feeling generous today. I'm happy with one.
Likewise.
I'll give him a C+ because that was a weak shot, to be honest. Like that was on his right foot as well, so it's kind of like a weak shot. I'll give him a C+, just to be generous.
Sam, are you feeling generous?
I've read out a couple of comments and then I will do my. I think progress with Sancho is very slow and steady. Understood his game is improving against a mid-owner ranks teams this season. My question, is there friction between Sancho and Bruno? If so, not good. No, I just think it's these players thing. Sometimes players get annoyed with each other. It's not.
You want them arguing on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's anything to worry about, Shrindi. Aaron Gregory, I'd like to see Sancho be a bit quicker when he plays those crosses. He holds on the ball too long. I agree with that for sure. Shrindi, Victory Lindelof, man of the match. So I wouldn't argue with that. And then Danish Iqbal Zagu, that push on Rashford wasn't that a pen. I was in the stand, I couldn't really tell, but Chivy and Nick are saying, no, it's not a pen. And then we owe all apologies to Lindelof. Maguire was making him look bad. I agree, mate. I totally agree.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, Rashford, I don't know whether he's not fit because his touch just seemed really off. Anytime there's a ball in behind, his touch didn't seem to he couldn't bring the ball down, hit it too heavy, too far in front of him, couldn't quite stretch to it. And his finishing just wasn't there. Like you said, Nick, I thought he could have scored a goal. If he scored a goal, I think we all go home mega happy with his performance. But because he didn't, I think there's more to come from him. And I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it is the fitness. Maybe it's something else. But yeah, I'd go with a C. I thought he was average at best.
It's probably just a bad day at the office.
Maybe,
all the players get it every now and then. It's probably just not his.
I'm sure he'll be frustrated with it when
he'll be frustrated. It's one of them ones. Everyone has a bad day every now and then. I won't read too much into it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay, so in regards to your man of the match, lads, who is your selection? Interesting. And always, of course, people in the chat keep letting us know who you think.
Lindelof. I'm going Lindelof, man.
I think that's a good shot.
I won't argue with Lindelof, but to be different, I'll go Malacia. I thought he was fantastic. But I wouldn't begrudge anybody who's voting for Lindelof, honestly. I thought he was fantastic.
Nick is going for sure.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? I know.
Yeah. How did you know that?
I could see your face just go like, oh.
Yeah. We'll leave it all to the guys.
Well, the community. Everybody in the chat is saying Lindelof. Aaron said Lindelof. Shindy said Lindelof. So I think we should give it to Lindelof.
Okay, well, let the fans.
It's really close. It could be any of those three. It could be
the back line in general is fantastic, isn't it?
Shah Sam's backing me up. He says Malacia. Yes, Shah Sam.
Because remember
I'm agreeing with Sam there.
Yeah.
Malacia, remember there was one where Malacia created this awesome chance for Marcus Rashford where he kind of plays the ball in, and I think he just gets a touch of Mings and kind of just stabilizes Rashford. That was goal bound. But it could be any of those three, really. I'm happy with either.
The people have spoken. Victor Lindelof is your man of the match, so we're happy with that. I think, like we said, anyone deserved it, to be fair. And we come away maybe with top four done and dusted now. Let's go watch Liverpool batter Spurs and enjoy the rest of our Sundays if we can. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in, watched, commented, whether it's during the watch long, whether it's during the review, whether it's on the clips that we put up from when Sam was at the protest. Everything, absolutely everything. We always appreciate the support and we always appreciate the lads taking time out of the day to come on as well. So thank you very much, lads.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just results of the poll. I think you put a poll up, didn't you, Nick? Is top 4 confirmed? 73% yes, 27% no. I think if we get a point or a win from Brighton, I think it's done. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Nothing from Chivy? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna rest until after West Ham. Then I'll be, because we're only we just have 3 days in between. It's today. We've got Thursday against Brighton, and then we've got Sunday against West Ham. And I was chatting with my Arsenal friends today, and I thought the Arsenal game was today, and they were like, "No, it's Tuesday." I was like, "You have a whole week." Like, no, seriously.
That's what they need, Chibby. That's what they need.
You've got a whole week. Like, they probably could get in. I'm sure they're having like 2 training sessions and 1 recovery. We probably just have 1 training.
Just ice baths. Ice baths all day. That's it.
Maybe a recovery session in between games. Like, how crazy is that? Like,
mental.
You know? But yeah, I'll rest after the West Ham game. I'll be able to calm down or what?
I think it's done.
I think a point against Brighton or a win against Brighton, we're done. I think that's it. It's tied up.
Yeah. Just to cheer your Sundays up as well before we go, check out Eric Ten Hag on Twitter with that Glazer out scarf in his hand. It's amazing. And put it as your lock screen on your phone. Yeah. Love that energy and love the energy from the lads and love the fact we've got a dub today. So yeah, all smiles all around from the lads. And we'll see you guys for the next membership video. Will be dropping tomorrow. So don't forget, if you want to become a Real Red Ultra, click the join button next to the notification bell and become a part of the first starting 11. Yeah.
Nick, should we shout them out?
Sorry,
should we shout out the people who signed up?
Yeah. Go for the members. Yeah.
Welcome to Amy.
You've got the list of them there.
Yeah. So we've got 7 aside now, which is getting exciting. We've got 7 aside.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
Andy Pundit,
like that.
Amy Rourke, Aaron Gregory, Brandon, Marquis, Damraj, Sam. We've got 7 aside going.
Love that.
We've almost got an 11.
Yeah, love that.
Almost got one.
And we'll get a graphic out with the members once the starting 11 is confirmed. We will get the graphic out and we'll let us know your favorite position.
Yeah,
we'll
where do you want to play? Because somebody has to go in there.
Where do you want to play?
Somebody's gonna have to go in there.
Someone has to go in there. But some people might be happy with that. Some people might be happy with that. Cheers, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Peace.